Before we get into this, let me tell you, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper in your breakfast is a real wake-up call. Yes, I've just tweaked my world's best scrambled eggs therapeutic version recipe just a little bit by adding half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And we'll just see how it goes throughout the day. But right now, let's go back in time half an hour ago to where I was making it. Morning, campers. It's 7 a.m. and it's 8 days. It's 1 week and 1 day since my cancer diagnosis. Lymphatic cancer goes throughout the whole body, makes you feel like crap. I don't recommend it. But as you know, if you've been watching any of the other videos, I've started my own little protocol. It's not one of the accepted protocols that people do put out there. It's something that I've put together myself by just selecting 3 or 4 different things that I thought would be helpful to me. One of them is my experiment with horse paste. Yep. I'm not allowed to say that word on YouTube, so I won't. But what I've been doing with this is, according to other people's advice, we take 100 there we go, that much there. That will give me a 2 ml P of the magic juice, which is here. I'm going to put that on my fingertip, and that's what I'm taking each day for 4 days. Today is my last day. I now go into a rest period of 5 days, which allows the unborn parasites to grow out, and then this can get them again. It's a cyclic thing. You have to wait for the eggs to produce, wait for the eggs to hatch, and then zap the second lot. So 4 days of this much per day, and then a 5-day rest, and then we go in and do another 4-day stint of this much. So I'm going to down this. It tastes absolutely vile, so I'm going to follow it immediately after with a big mouthful of Essiac tea. And I'll tell you about the Essiac tea in just a moment. So this is disguised to make it palatable for horses, but I doubt they would want it. Yeah, it tastes vile, but it's doing the business. Actually, you know what? It's not tasting as bad as the first time, 4 days ago when I took it. Each day it's got that little bit more manageable. Right, sorry about the face. So, the Essiac tea. This is something that I found through my own research. And it's made from 4 herbs. It's made from burdock root, Turkish rhubarb, sheep sorrel, and slippery elm powder. Now, individually, all of those 4 herbs have got powerful antiparasitic, powerful blood cleaning properties and kidney cleaning properties. The Essiac name comes from the discoverer of this. The Essiac name comes from the name of the lady who discovered it. She's a French Canadian, and she found this by working with Canadian Indians. They've been using this for decades, generations, hundreds of years. I don't know. But all around the world, everybody knows that those 4 herbs all have that specific quality. And the Canadian Indians have been using this for a very, very long time with great results. She started moving it through to European communities, and a lot of people have been getting benefit from Essiac tea. I do recommend that you do a little bit of research. To help you in the right direction, I'm going to put a link up here that will show you where to start looking. I'm not going to make any recommendations because YouTube hates it when people make recommendations about healthy living or possible medical benefits of anything. So, bon appetit, and I will drink this, and then in an hour or so it's going to be time for breakfast. So the second part of the video will be a little bit more in-depth study into how I make my world's best therapeutic scrambled eggs. Do you think I should write a cancer cookbook? No, I'm not that flash. I'm not that flash. What I'm going to do is just show you again how I make my world's best therapeutic scrambled eggs. And that's because there's now 2 added ingredients to make it even more wonderful. When I first showed you this recipe the other day, it was basically because I've been making scrambled eggs since I was a teenager. It's a go-to meal for me, and I really enjoy doing it well. And I'm a big critic of other people's scrambled eggs. So, it's second nature for me to know how to make nice scrambled eggs. And therapeutic scrambled eggs really, I think, it's just my excuse to have more scrambled eggs. It's an easy breakfast. I need an easy breakfast at the moment because I'm not well after my cancer diagnosis. I haven't got much get up and go. It's all got up and gone. And I've just got this general feeling of ugh, throughout my whole body. I hurt. You know, it's hard to cough. And it's hard to reach and get things. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But I'm having one decent meal a day, and I'm having that in the late morning. And then I'm topping that up with a little something later in the day if I need it, and that usually involves something that I can put plenty of turmeric in as well, because I'm piling through the turmeric, and that's a good thing. And I can't even tell you why on YouTube, but look it up. Do a little bit of research about turmeric. It's very, very good for you because of a compound in the turmeric called curcumin. So see what curcumin does to your body, and you'll see how you can benefit from this. Shh, shh, shh. Don't tell YouTube. Right. The ingredient I didn't put in last time was cayenne pepper. Does make it very hot, but it's incredibly good for you, and it's good to keep your intake of both of these constant throughout your life. Garlic, I know I should be putting in proper organic, locally grown garlic, but there is none. It's not available. There's just nobody around here growing garlic. Can't find it at any of the markets. So I just buy one that tastes nice. I know it's probably coming from China, and it's probably grown in ground that's full of contaminants. What can you do? Curry powder. Curry powder is from the curry plant, and some manufacturers put a bit of other stuff in there. I just do it for the flavour. I do like curried eggs, and so I always put a little bit of this into my world's best scrambled eggs. The turkey tail. Now this is dried turkey tail mushroom. It tastes like chewed up cardboard. It's got no culinary value whatsoever, but it is reputedly very therapeutic in fighting the disease that I'm currently working on. I'm not even going to say what that is, but because of the algorithms once again. But this is very important. So I put a large dollop of this into here. It's the kind of meal that absorbs it well, because honestly, it's like insulation fluff. And it tastes about the same. So a large dollop of that. Can go in here. And I'll just run through what we've got. Teaspoon of curry powder, teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of cayenne pepper, teaspoonful of garlic, teaspoonful of olive oil. All I'm going to do now is get that warming up mix it all in so we can hydrate the turkey tail mushroom, otherwise it's so fluffy you'll just about lose it. So there we go, that's those mixed in. And then I'm going to put in a splash of full cream milk. I've seen people making scrambled eggs without the milk, just eggs. That's why it ends up like a rock on the toast. It's too stiff and cooks too fast. Putting the milk in slows it all down. Don't use low fat milk. That makes it disgusting. Everything needs to be warm and full and hearty, so it's good free range eggs, full cream milk, and I think this is a much healthier breakfast than cereal. Our bodies aren't designed to eat cereal. It's not a clever move. It's quick carbs, and it's cheap carbs. The reason people get into the cereal business is because there's money in it. Everybody eats breakfast, everybody eats cereal for breakfast, and it's cheap to produce. So yeah, that's the Tiny House and Off-Grid Resources Tips for Better Living. Now I remember asking my mum, my dear old mum, who's now coming up 93 and is really funny. We have a lot of laughs together. I remember asking her when I was a kid, why is it called scrambled eggs? And she told me it's because it's a scramble when you're making it, and you've got all the toast and everything else to get ready for breakfast at the same time, because scrambled egg happens all of a sudden, and it creeps up on you and happens very fast. So you've got to be ready to deal with it when it needs to be stirred and scrambled, and you've also got to get your toast on at that time. No point in putting the toast on now, because it'll happen too early. The toast will get cold while this is still cooking. So my indicator is just as this starts to solidify, just as I can lift it up off the bottom, that's when you hit the toaster and get the toaster going. Right, it's just starting to become that time where we put the toast down, and I also warm a plate up. I've been served some really, really lovely food on these tin plates over the last 2.5 years. I've had a Siberian Russian living with me who is a naturopath and lives a very wholesome life, and she has been sharing food with me often, and I get the most beautiful stuff brought over on these little tin plates, and this is my last little memento of those times, because actually 2 days before my cancer diagnosis, the girls moved out. They had to move to Auckland to follow their dreams. So we're still in touch, don't worry. As soon as they heard about this, they actually, in the middle of moving into their new place and getting everything sorted, they actually turned around and drove 3 hours back to come down and see me, which was really touching. So all of my love to them. They're so appreciated. Now in a moment you'll hear the toaster pop, because the scrambled eggs just starting to come right. And you might remember when I showed you how to make the world's best scrambled eggs the other day, we did the pour test. While it pours, it's not cooked enough, but the moment that it stops pouring, the moment it starts to solidify and hang on a tilted pan, that's when it's ready to go onto your toast. And as my dear old mum Esme says, it's imperative that you keep stirring, because scrambled eggs stuck to the bottom of a pan is a big cleaning job. Oh, that cayenne pepper's woken it up. Whoa! Right. Off the heat. Warm up the plate. And there's the toast. There you go. That is my perfect timing. You see, if you overcook it, for some reason the moisture in the scrambled eggs separates and you end up with watery scrambled eggs. And hard. Right, this will be interesting because I just had a little fingerful off the side of the pan and it's got quite a bite to it. So I've put some avocado on the top to cool things down a bit. Let's see how this goes. It's a shame, you know. It's overpowering. It's too hot. I know it's therapeutic. Cayenne's really good for your body, but it's not the kind of thing that I offer to other people. It's hot. It's real hot, and it's losing the taste of everything else. Tomorrow I'll have a go, and I'll just knock back on the cayenne pepper a little bit. But just to remind you, cayenne pepper, garlic, turmeric, Celtic sea salt, turkey tail mushroom, and the usual scrambled egg stuff. Do a little bit of research, find out about these things. Don't Google it, because Google is bought and paid for. You'd be much better off if you were to duck on over to another search engine. There's a ducking good one that I use, and I recommend ducking into that, because when you go into a search engine that's not bought and paid for by the advertisers, you get all the results, not just the ones directing you towards products that they would like you to buy or believe.